through the evilest time. I said, can't you see my greatness? Yeah. I said, can't you see my greatness?
We welcome you in and glad to have you with us for this announcement of the 2020 class for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm Reese Davis. Jay Bilas, Paul Pierce will join us in a bit, as will the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. You know, this is a Final Four Saturday. It was to be Final Four Saturday, a sacred day on the basketball calendar. At the moment, due to conditions in our country, the game is on hiatus. Legacies are not. This is a transcendent group, perhaps as star-studded and accomplished a class as ever been enshrined in the Hall of Fame. So let's meet the 2020 class, and it is headlined by the great Kobe Bryant. There are numbers and plenty of them. The 81-point game, the 60-point game in its finale, 5-time champ, 18-time All-Star, and it doesn't scratch the surface of his impact. Mamba in the Hall of Fame. Joining Bryant is Tim Duncan, also a 5-time champion, 2-time MVP, and 3-time Finals MVP. He brought it every time he took the floor. One of 3 players with 1,000 regular season wins. Kevin Garnett punches his big ticket to the Hall of Fame straight out of high school to NBA stardom. One of 3 players with 25,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 5,000 assists. NBA championship, Olympic gold. Tamika Catchings, also an NCAA champion and WNBA champion with the Indiana Fever, 12 times all WNBA, 4 times an Olympic gold medalist, and the first Tennessee Lady Vol player to make it to the Hall of Fame. Here is the rest of the class in the Hall of Fame, including Patrick Baumann, who was the Secretary General of FIBA prior to his passing. Kim Mulkey, a 3-time national champion, a distinction doing something no other person has ever done that we'll tell you about shortly. Barbara Stevens, a 5-time Division II National Coach of the Year. Eddie Sutton won more than 800 games, the first to lead 4 different schools to the NCAA tournament. Others have done it since, but Eddie Sutton was the first, and he is a Hall of Famer, as is Rudy Tomjanovich, who led the Rockets to back-to-back titles, 94 and 95, also Olympic success in a 34-year career with the Houston Rockets. Jay Bilas joins us now, and Jay, this class headlined by Kobe, Duncan, and Garnett, guys who were in their prime together 14 times. They made the All-Star team at the same time. They had 48 All-NBA appearances. This class is as accomplished as any in recent memory, if not any class ever.
Yeah, it's really extraordinary, Reese. It's a fantastic class start to finish. But when you look at the headliners of Kobe, Duncan, and Garnett, I think you would be hard-pressed to find a better, more accomplished trio, especially when you combine offense and defense. They played at both ends of the floor, and those 3 players combined for 39 All-NBA defensive team appearances. And you know, Kobe Bryant, an iconic player globally, but you add in he had 5 championships for Tim Duncan, a championship for Kevin Garnett. All 3 were NBA MVP regular season and MVP of the NBA Finals. Just an extraordinary headlining trio, and you'd have to go to Michael Jordan, John Stockton, David Robinson to try to compare it, or maybe Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, Jerry Lucas. But I think this trio at both ends of the floor is perhaps the best ever inducted together in the Hall of Fame.
Jay, you've been intimately involved with the Hall of Fame over the years, and all of these people have so many great accomplishments. From your experience, how does being a member of the Hall of Fame, for most of the people that you've watched have this happen to, how does it impact them when they've already accomplished so much?
Reese, it is one of those things that you cannot describe. It is the highest honor that this game can bestow. And the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, I think, does such an extraordinary job of honoring the game's greats. And sometimes it's not enough to be great. You have to be the greatest of the great to gain induction into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. And I think you've done this so many times over the years when you ask the inductees, when you got the call, what was it like? And the emotion emotion that they express over it, and it's hard for people to even keep their composure. And I'm especially happy for this class, happy for all of them, but especially happy for Eddie Sutton to go into the Hall of Fame, and also for Rudy Tomjanovich. Rudy Tomjanovich, you look at his career, it mirrors the career of Chuck Daly exactly. So extraordinarily pleased for every member of this class, but a special shout out for Eddie Sutton and Rudy T.
And Jay, that's for sure. You know, there are those like Eddie Sutton who've had to wait a number of years. And for a guy like Kobe Bryant, it was a foregone conclusion that he was going to be a Hall of Famer. Kobe Bryant's tragic death was jarring. It went beyond losing an iconic player. The public able to see Kobe as a doting father somehow seemed to make him more accessible to the general public. We understood what he was going through, because to watch him on the court was not to be able to comprehend his greatness, the impact that he had on others. He was truly an elite among legends. His election into the Hall of Fame certainly seemed to be destiny, and it's also the crowning achievement of his life's passion.
Once upon a time, there was a young basketball player who had dreams of becoming
the best possible basketball player that I could be.
Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania.
golden jersey, baby.
Here we go, a lifetime dream finally been realized.
And Kobe Bryant making his first appearance.
Trailer!
How good is this kid?
Oh, what a slam dunk!
Look out again! Nice dish by Kobe Bryant to shot on the 2000 NBA champion.
We finally got a championship, and it feels great.
Back to back. Gotta look.
A three-peat. 3 seconds. Bryant for the win.
If you want to make history, you have to do historic things.
81-point game.
Back-to-back titles.
Kobe left nothing in the tank. He left it all on the floor.
The most important thing in life is how your career moves and touches those around you, and how it carries forward to the next generation. That's what makes true greatness.
For this generation of players, Kobe Bryant was to them what Michael Jordan was to a previous generation. The results are remarkable. 20 seasons all with the Lakers. You see the championships, the 6 career 60-point games, second most in NBA history. Nobody's ever capped their career with a 60-point game, but Kobe Bryant did. A little bit earlier today, we had the opportunity to talk with his wife, Vanessa. We are very pleased now to be joined by Kobe Bryant's wife, Vanessa, and his daughter, Natalia, who are gracious enough to spend some time with us this morning. Vanessa, what does Kobe's election into the Hall of Fame mean to you and your daughters?
It's an incredible accomplishment and honor, and we're extremely proud of him. Obviously, we wish that he was here with us to celebrate, but it's definitely the peak of his NBA career, and every accomplishment that he had as an athlete was a stepping stone to be here. So we're incredibly proud of him, and there's some solace in knowing that he was probably going to be a part of the 2020 Hall of Fame class.
Vanessa, Natalia, we continue to keep you in our thoughts and prayers, and we marvel at your strength. And congratulations on Kobe's election into the Hall of Fame. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
An emotional moment for Kobe's family, and understandably so. This is a day in which we celebrate his greatness on the floor, and it's hard to think back at that at times without thinking about the tragedy that took his life earlier this year. Jay Bilas is back with us now. Jay, look, it's difficult to separate because the emotion is so raw and so fresh of Kobe's passing. But on the floor, I mean, how would you describe his greatest attribute as a player?
I think his greatest attribute, Reese, was the fact that he was what relentless looks like. And from the time he was in high school at Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania, Kobe Bryant exhibited a relentlessness that you just don't see. And we can certainly go through his incredible list of accomplishments, but I think Kobe left everyone with just a feeling of what greatness looks like, what competitiveness looks like, and what relentless looks like. And for him, I mean, 33,000 points. He was 15 times All-NBA, 11 times first team, 2 Olympic gold medals, 5 NBA titles. You can go on and on about what he accomplished in the game, but his accomplishments went well beyond the floor. And he captured so many hearts in being a global icon. And as you pointed out, all of our hearts are still broken over his tragic passing. But just an incredible ambassador for the game in every way.
A couple of years ago, I wound up in a room with Kobe at an ESPN event. It was just the two of us, and I asked him, I said, do you miss it? And he surprisingly said to me, he looked at me and said, not a second. And I was like, why not? He said it was because he attacked every day with the same passion, the same drive to be great that he attacked his basketball career with. And I think that's one of the things that you were talking about in terms of epitomizing relentlessness. And as Jay Bilas, he'll be with us throughout this announcement of the Hall of Fame class. We've announced the class. We're going to visit with several more Hall of Famers. Kevin Garnett, the epitome of intensity. Kevin Garnett will join us live. Have a familiar teammate also that might chat and give a little insight on him as well. Also, the big fundamental himself, Tim Duncan, is now a Hall of Famer, what it means to him to be a part of this class.
What's up, everybody? It's Carmelo Anthony. Hope everyone is staying healthy. During this time, we should all be looking out for one another and staying calm and staying safe.
I'm just trying to stay positive as much as possible. Continue to spend this great time with your loved ones.
I think it gives us a lot of perspective. Call some of your friends or your family and let them know how much you love them and how much you care about them.
Practice compassion. We have to be kind and really